There's no limit. And then the only limit that we have is the limitations we set ourselves.
That's it, man.
We set our own limitations. People, they look down at themselves and they don't really take the action that they need to improve themselves.
Hi baby, hop in the Lamborghini. I'm needy, on me only I'm needy. Hi baby, hop in the Lamborghini.
Left for a minute, I did not sweat it. Look at the cash I spent it. There it goes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Stroke of Success. Today's setting a little bit different. We're here at a studio because today's guest is special guest, right? This individual, I met him about 6 months ago. I've been following him on social media for a minute now, and I was so impressed. One day, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to DM him. We started talking right away. Surprisingly, he's a humble guy. He called me, like, doesn't talk on the phone. We got on the phone, started talking, and I got into information about his background. And I was blown away. And today I asked him to come speak with my audience. Please welcome Wael Georgey.
Hello, how are you?
Good to see you, man.
Likewise, thank you.
Thank you for joining us, man.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Dude, it's been
Thanks for having me.
6 months. Six, 7 months, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. You're not an easy person to get on, but let's go back 1 second. So I think it's your girlfriend, Andrea. Mm-hmm. I saw you on her social media, and then from there, social media is funny. It's like a rabbit hole, right? You go here, and you go from here to go here. And I came across the profile, and I'm starting to see the production you're doing. I'm like, okay, that's cool. All right, he's Middle Eastern or from maybe Asia, Pakistani. I don't know where, right? And we started talking, man. I was blown away, man. His story. I had some research on your background, and I'm like, okay, we need a podcast. So thank you for joining us today, man. How's everything going?
Good. Everything's great, man. I'm glad to be here. Honestly, I've been looking forward to it. We just didn't find the right time, and I feel like today is the perfect day for it.
That's right. And God works in ways, right?
Thank you.
Yeah. Wow. Let's talk about your history, man. Where were you born and raised?
So I was born in Syria. I was raised in Syria till I was 11, 12. Came to the U.S. maybe once or twice before.
To visit?
Just to visit my dad.
Okay.
And then I made the move in 1997.
Okay.
My parents actually won the green card lottery.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. My parents actually bought the tickets, and they thought it was a government conspiracy. So when they actually won, they didn't know if they should actually go in and turn in the tickets, but they did.
Wow.
They did. So my dad left everything behind. He was a real estate developer.
Wow.
And left everything behind and became a taxi driver. Went to Cleveland, Ohio, and then worked his way down to Orlando.
Okay. So there's a lot to unpack there. Dad was a real estate developer. Mm-hmm. So the real estate is somewhere in the bloodline.
Yes.
Right? Okay,
yes.
good stuff.
Yep.
Do you remember him working? Like, you're a young kid, about 10, 11.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. No, I don't.
Got it. A developer, you're an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Yeah. So do you think that's what the entrepreneur bug or the idea?
His highest level of education was high school, and then he went to the military. And then he didn't have any experience building properties, but he got into it. And I guess in Syria, if you have contacts, you could start building. And he would build high rises, and every one he would build with his father, he would give one away to a family member. So all his siblings had a free unit in all of their buildings. I lived in one of the ones that he built, and it's nice because our house was like a wraparound condo, so you have the whole floor. Everyone had a whole floor. Everyone that owned the unit there had a whole floor. Yeah, you have a veranda, you have like a balcony, and it's just really
Syria.
Nice. In Syria, okay. Yeah.
Do me a favor. Let's go back. Describe Syria for us. Is it like it's a Middle Eastern country? Mm-hmm. Luxury, middle class, lower class, or all the above?
So there's some very wealthy people in Syria.
Okay.
We have a lot of also Asian tourists. A lot of Chinese people used to go to Syria during like holidays.
Okay.
We have the oldest city in the world, Damascus. It's the oldest city in the world. It's mentioned in the Bible.
Yes.
Paul walked all over that place. There's a lot of references to Damascus and ancient civilizations.
Sure.
In Syria. So there's a lot of ruins, there's a lot of artifacts, there's a lot of Roman history. I was in Latakia. Latakia has a Russian base, Russian Navy base, I believe. I lived in Latakia near the ocean, but Damascus is the main city. There's just like a hub. It's got really, really good herbs and like markets. It's very well known. I mean, it's on a food channel, travel channel.
Yes.
It's very
well known.
Yeah.
Is it metropolitan, like a city life, or is it more like a mixture?
I feel like sometimes when I visit, like I've gone to Dominican Republic.
Sure.
I've gone to Colombia.
Sure.
I've gone to Central and South American countries, and I look at their cities. I'm like, man, this looks like Syria.
Okay.
And I feel like at some point, the engineers and architects that lived in the era, time where they put up all these buildings, they all somehow communicate with each other,
yes.
had influence, and they built similar buildings.
That's
There's a
awesome.
lot of similarities between them. Yeah.
So you're upper class in Syria, the way you raised, right? I mean, wraparound.
I would say probably middle class.
Upper middle class.
Yeah, there's a lot of poverty in Syria, but we're probably in the middle class.
Very
yeah.
blessed. Cool. So dad got the lottery. You thought it was a scam. Mom and dad thought it was a scam. But you know what? It worked out. Y'all came to, you said Chicago?
Well, no, my dad went to Ohio,
Ohio.
and then he went to Orlando, and that's when we traveled and we made our residency in
Okay, so
Orlando.
12 years old in America.
Yeah.
How was that?
Well, I remember it clearly, actually. I would come to school with short shorts.
Okay.
My shorts were above my knee.
That's a Syrian thing, by the way?
It's just normal.
Yeah.
You don't really think about your clothes in
Yes.
Syria. In
Sure.
a way, you're young, you're a kid.
You're a kid.
I came in, I'm in middle school.
Sure.
I'm not thinking about, I gotta look cool, fix my hair. I didn't even shave my mustache for a long time, and it's like, looking weird, going to school, not caring about it. You just don't take care of yourself as much as kids do in America.
Sure.
There's a lot of influence. Kids here are influenced by others. TV, they dress like the girl on TV. In Syria, was different. We have a different lifestyle. Everyone's humble. You got two male friends will hold their hands and walk across the street. It's not considered.
It's brotherhood.
Yeah, brotherhood.
Yeah. They hug each other too.
Yeah, hug each
Kiss
other.
on the cheek.
Yeah,
Yeah.
neighbors know each other. They care for
Yeah.
each other. Like they're very respectful to each
Yeah.
other. It's just a different vibe over there. There's a lot of sincerity and neighbors and friendship. It's real, true friendship. When you
Yeah.
have like a friend over, it's just quality of life is different. So we come to the States, and then my accent is very strong. Like just spelling some words, it's like it's very
The dialect
very
changing.
the dialect is strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our language is very
Very
strong.
strong, yes.
Arabic is very
Very
strong. We try
strong.
to speak English coming from an Arabic background.
It's a transition.
Yeah, starting off as a very thick accent.
Yes.
Then you watch movies like, oh wow, okay, I can smooth it up a bit.
Yeah,
So slowly and surely, I think by high school, my accent started disappearing.
Okay.
And in college, it was almost gone. I mean, once in a while it'll come back here and there.
Yeah.
But we came to the U.S. and started off in 7th grade, and I entered ESOL. If you know ESOL, ESOL.
yes,
So the teacher assigned an American kid to me to kind of help me with my classes, and it's funny because I always remember this. He actually failed. He failed, and he stayed in 7th grade, and I moved on to 8th grade, and I didn't understand how that's
happen.
possible.
That's insane.
It didn't make any sense to me.
That's insane.
But anyways, it goes to show like people's priorities, right? My priority was, okay, I came to this country, I gotta learn this language, I gotta speed things up, I gotta, I took school very seriously, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had almost 4.0 GPA.
Good grade.
Mm-hmm.
Dad's here. So your dad said he did a taxi.
Taxi driver.
How was that for his psyche?
Man, I think he liked the cash maybe, but I mean, it's hard getting a job coming from another country.
Of course.
You say, hey, I can build buildings. Well, you need to have your license. You need to be I have permits, licenses. So the easiest, quickest way to make money was the taxi
immigrants.
business. So my uncle also had a taxi business at the time. So my dad kind of worked with him for a bit, then he went independent.
Dude, that's insane. I know a lot of Pakistanis have the same thing. Indians, Middle East and Asians, right? They all have the same problem. They come here. There's lawyers back there.
Yeah.
And they come here, and I think to be certified and be updated here, it's a whole process. And they give up really fast. They have to pay for the bills. They have kids coming with them, the wives and kids and family. So they don't have the luxury to say, hey, wait a minute, let me take a year or two, transition and do what I did back home. I'm sure it killed your dad driving his taxi at a time, passing by buildings that you're like, dude, I can make that. I can do that. Right?
Well, I mean, the currency conversion is not so good, right? So now you're converting from a currency that's a third world country to the U.S. Your money back home doesn't mean anything.
Nothing.
And you got to pay bills instantly, right? So, you're going to go work for someone, make that $9 an hour, or work an unlimited amount of hours. You'd work, I think, 18 hours a day. if you work a normal job, you have, government guidelines. Okay, you can't work more than 8 hours a day. If you do, there's overtime, whatever. So he was his own boss. He can work 18, 19 hours and just make as much money as possible.
Insane.
So when he started doing it, he would send money back home. And so when we came to the U.S., obviously the expenses got higher. We were 5 people living in a 1-bedroom apartment off of Oak Ridge.
Wow.
5 people.
1 bedroom. One bathroom?
Yep. And it was a low-income neighborhood.
Yeah. Wow.
We'd go shopping in the flea market. We'd go to Goodwill. We were saving money.
So how's that for your psyche coming from?
That's why I'm here today. Yeah. it made me so I wanted to make more money. I wanted to be financially independent. I wanted to be at a point where I never have to think about money when buying things, never have to look at money. And when I was young, I defined success as, the more money you have, obviously it's a reflection. Obviously, if you're successful in music, if you're successful in basketball, you're going to make a lot of money doing it, right? Anything you're successful at, money comes with it.
Sure.
So I didn't know at the time what I'm going to be doing, but I just was chasing money instead of chasing something that will make me money. I wasn't chasing a career. In the beginning, I was. When I went to college, I was chasing a career, but I stopped that. But I had nothing to go after to make money, so I would work these random jobs. I would work at a gas station, supermarket,
Just to make money.
Just to make money. Yeah.
Where did you go to school? College?
I went to college. I went to UCF.
UCF. What did you study?
So initially I studied computer science, and then I had like a midlife crisis. I was like, man, I don't want to be dealing with computers. I think I'm a people person. But I wanted to finish my education. So I said, let me just downgrade to IT. And then, continue my college education and then do what I want. During that time, we're having the, financial crisis, 2008 financial crisis. And I said, man, well, before that, actually, people were selling real estate. And I had my license, but I was going to college and I was focusing on college. I couldn't do both. And all these people were just making crazy money, man. Crazy money. You put up a sign and then the house sells. You take it out. It's crazy. It was crazy money.
Yeah.
So I missed out on the whole boom.
Yeah.
And then right when the recession happened, I graduated from college. Yeah. So now I had to find a job.
In IT?
No, so I didn't want to do IT.
But that would have been fine, right? That route would have been fine for you. Get an IT job?
Yeah, so I didn't want to be in computers, man.
You knew that.
So,
it hit you.
When I was in college, I got a full scholarship to college. I was actually making money going to college because I would apply to more scholarships and they would pay me more money than what school would cost me. I would actually have more money. So I had the FAFSA, I had this scholarship, I had a builders association. You'd write articles, you send in your article, whatever, and then you just get money. I'm like, wow, this is great. And in addition to that, I was doing what's called brand ambassador. So I was a brand ambassador, guerrilla marketing for different brands like Coca-Cola, and just any brand that wants to market themselves, they would reach out to a marketing agency and I would work with them. So I would just do would brush a place and just hand out samples. I would go to convention centers. And that's kind of what I continued doing as I got into real estate. I started doing that, the taxi, real estate. I was doing way too many things at once. Yeah. After college, yeah.
There's a little bit Hollywood situation I've read about. Talk about that. When did that come?
So, I've always been shy and I've always liked challenges. I always wanted to challenge myself. So I was also fat. And then also I wanted to challenge myself. So
you were fat?
I was fatter. Yeah, I have some pictures. I'll probably send you one day. I was really fat.
Okay.
Not really obese, but I was fat.
Okay.
Me and my friend, we liked acting. I had a best friend, and his name is Vipin, and we saw this ad somewhere, and we went to this modeling agency. It was a scam. Like they'll charge you to take pictures and act like what. We went through the whole scam that some actors go through, and then you find out the legitimate sources. So we ended up, just getting deeper and deeper involved in acting, and then so we started taking on gigs where like I was like the main person for FedEx at one point, all over the country. They had my ad. They named me Oscar. I was unwrapping a box or wrapping a box or whatever.
And a model or actor in an ad?
It was a picture. It was a picture ad.
Model
ad. Yeah.
Good for
it was
you.
all over the stores, all over the U.S.
You still have it somewhere, a picture?
I do have it.
Okay,
I'll send it to you. Yeah, I'll send it to you. So I've done that. I've also done some films with with some actors, like big films. But I was small roles. Sure. I've always had small roles, yeah.
Look at you, man.
I've also directed my own film, a small film. I took some classes in college because I was interested. I've done some UCF films. I've also, what is it called? There's a college right here, Full Sail. some films for
I'm
full
familiar
sale.
now.
Then I started actually producing films and giving money to movie directors, movie producers to make films. They would pay me an interest, and some of those films are actually on Netflix. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So and then I started chasing money, like I told you, and I just started focusing more and more on real estate because the payout was faster and it was more. Yeah.
So, let's go back to the movie. I'm a movie guy.
Okay.
One of my dreams still this day, and I'm going to do it, to direct a movie and produce a movie.
Yeah.
I love it. And I had a thing for acting back in the day. I took some acting classes in South Florida. I had a coach and everything. But I was in a movie, Miami Vice, with Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx. I had a small little role. They cut it out in the end. But anyways, let's go back to you. Name any big actors that we all know about.
There was a movie with John Travolta. There was also what is it called? Pet Inspector with Jim Carrey, I think. But
Okay.
I was not in those movies. Like I said, those acts were small acts, extra acts, kind of
yeah.
experience. But I've done some commercials where I was like, one of the main actors. Yeah.
Did John Travolta movie? What movie do you remember? Do you remember what it was?
He's done a few movies in Florida.
Okay.
It was I can't remember.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Sure.
No.
One with the Punisher he did. I'll look back.
Tampa. I was
I'm a
in
big
Tampa,
fan.
I believe.
Yeah. The Punisher,
Tampa.
I think.
Ace Ventura. I was in Ace
Yeah.
Ventura.
Yeah.
I've done also some films for SeaWorld. SeaWorld did some
awesome.
films for like training with with dolphins.
So, dude, you seem like you're doing okay with this film thing.
I want to go back.
You should. Mine too. That's my dream too.
I mean, I did a YouTube channel. And it was all about acting. I'm going to send you some
Okay.
files. It's really
Please.
interesting. Yeah.
That's my
I had
dream
a character
too.
on there. It was really funny.
I think it is. I think we're almost the same age. I'm 41.
I'm 37.
Okay, so younger than me. I think my goal is to get myself very settled with my day business, and then second part of my life to do some passion stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Patrick Bet-David, he was a big time. He was to become an actor too, and he got into entrepreneurship. And now he's like, I'm done. I got all of my money put away. Now he's producing movies and doing.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow. He's doing
bigger-
movies.
Yeah, producing movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a
He's
whole-
just paying for them. And actually,
And media company.
to be honest with you, you get to a point where like very talented movie directors will give you roles
Yes.
for money.
Sure.
And you get your money back anyways. It's a very interesting business.
It is.
There's a festival circuit. You put your film out on festival circuit. If it gets picked up by a distribution company, it goes international. It's a very interesting business.
It is. It's grimy too. I was at Patrick's convention called the Walt in South Florida a year ago. He had this guy named Kevin Connolly from Entourage, the actor Entourage. He was there, and so I went up to say a question and gave me the mic, and I go, "Hey, Kevin and Patrick, I think for me to be an actor, director, producer is the same thing as an entrepreneur." And Patrick's like, "Yes, you're right. It really is." And I'm like, "Think about it. Producer, director, and actor, there's no set direction where to go.
That's right.
Entrepreneur.
Yep.
Phil's an entrepreneur. You don't know where to go. You have an idea. You have a goal you want to get into. You have to get financing. You have to do this. You have to get the right staff. There's something going to fall apart here. You have to find a solution. So it all comes back to being an entrepreneur. I think most artists are entrepreneurs.
Yeah. Oh, they are.
Right?
They are. Oh, yeah. I
Musicians.
believe. Yeah.
Right?
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're creating things, and there's so many things that go into making music. Writing the lyrics,
Yes.
picking the beats.
Production studio, this, that.
Yeah. Even marketing, spending money. How much should I spend here or there? I can go broke fast spending money in the wrong places.
Yes.
And as a movie director and producer, you have to know what you're spending your money on.
100%.
I mean, line
With
producers.
budgets.
Yeah. You have to hire line producers. You have to hire makeup artists. You have to hire extras. And are they SAG? Are they not SAG? If they're SAG, you got to be on a timeline. You got to feed them.
It's very different, SAG.
There's a lot.
SAG is very different. I remember I did the movie Miami Vice. They had a separate place for SAG people. And separate, the people over
They
here.
have human rights.
Yeah.
We don't have human rights.
It was like that, man. Our bus was a little different than their bus, and it was just interesting. Wow. So, man, you tried Hollywood. It was going a little bit okay. Maybe if you had a little patience, and maybe you would have been somewhere else right now.
Yeah, yes.
But however, God had another plan for you, right? You say you were hungry for money.
Yeah.
And looking back to your story, I think that stems from the childhood. Dad came here in this country. You guys come from abundance, good amount, to now like scarcity, right? There's not much here. So that was the thing, that juice inside of you that was running to make you hungry. Okay. How old? What year did you get into real estate?
So right after graduating from high school, my father said, if I pay for your real estate exam, would you take it?
Yeah.
And I think that was the greatest blessing him and God could have ever given me, because I said, yes, I'll take it. I took it, didn't really use it much, but every year I had to pay $1,500, which was a lot to me at that time. For college students, spending $1,500 a year to join Aura, our association, paying for the MLS and not having any production, it's tough.
It's tough.
Yeah, and then he said, all right, now you have to go to college. And then he said, whatever you pay for the car payments and insurance, I'll reimburse you once you graduate or something like that. I'm like, all right, that's cool. So I lived with my parents the 4 years I was going to college. I would drive to UCF 40 minutes each way and back. I'm not saying we didn't have money, we didn't live a good life. We lived in a very nice house. My dad worked hard enough for many years to a point where we were in high school, and we actually moved into a new house, 2-story house, beautiful community, started living a good life.
What was he doing at that time?
Taxi. So he started off as a taxi driver. Such a true inspirational story. He should be here next.
Please.
He actually started buying houses. After our first house, he pulled a line of equity, bought a rental, just has so many rental properties right now. And it all started from being a taxi driver.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You think about that, right? How can they have one income like that? One income.
Yeah.
Did your mom work?
Yeah, she did work a little bit. Yes, she did it because we're in school. She's sitting home all day.
Sure.
I never asked her why did she work, but I'm sure having extra money was helpful.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But here's a single earner, pretty much, right? Who bought houses after house after house. So it's okay. So that panned out really good in high school. You moved in a nice, beautiful neighborhood. All right. So continue after.
So one thing about him is that he was frugal. And that's the one thing I got from him, is that if I'm going to throw some money down on something and I'm into it and I'm serious about it, and if it's real estate, I'll spend without thinking. But if I have to go to the supermarket and I'm looking at 2 pieces of bread and one is $3.15 and one is $2.20, I'm like, why? Which one should I buy? Is it the ingredients? Is it whatever? It's crazy. I was laughing with my friend about it one day. He's like, man, you he has the same issue. He's like, man, we spend so much money on things without thinking twice about it.
Sure.
Well, $400, here's $400. Don't even think about it. But then when it comes to little things, you start examining, it's just part of just our nature of being frugal. Is it worth it? Is it not? And it's the same thing that goes when you're trying to buy a car. So I got my first car so I can go to college, and it was a Hyundai Accent. It was literally this big. I don't know if you've ever seen a Hyundai Accent. I could barely fit it. I mean, it was interesting. So I took that car to school, and also had a job. I worked as a cashier at a supermarket.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
And then I finished college. When I finished college, I was doing the brand ambassador gigs that I told you about. I worked for Toyota, Southeast Toyota, promoting Toyota Tundra. And then I enrolled I got a job at Kaplan University during the recession.
Okay.
Because I wanted to buy my first house.
Okay.
So to buy your house, you need to have 2 years of income.
Of course.
And I didn't have consistent income.
Okay.
So I had to get a job.
Okay, so did you buy the house eventually?
Yes. So actually, they were doing layoffs right before I closed the loan, and I was part of the second layoff. So when they did the second layoff, I had already closed on my loan, and then I was working for Kaplan University. So I actually took my MBA in business, and I learned some things about marketing. I said, you know what? So my dad had a gypsy taxi business. So he would just drive around iDrive and pick up people here and there. I said, let's just legitimize this business, man. We can make some serious money. Let's legitimize it. Let's just, start registering with the airport and start picking up at the airport. Let's go to the shuttle, let's just do it this way. So we started off with his Lincoln Town Car, and he was driving it. And then I got a Lincoln Town Car as well, and I started driving as well. So Mears had a monopoly over the taxi business, and you couldn't really pick up from hotels because you need to pay Mears and rent their car, their yellow or black private vehicle, and then you could park in front of a hotel and wait to earn your income. So me and my dad said, you know what, let's just start advertising on Google at those hotels, but we're gonna circle around the hotels, and we're gonna put our ads around these hotels, because we can't go there and get business, but if someone calls us and we have a sign with their name on it, we can get the business. So that was a little niche into getting into those hotels. So we killed it. We were making $5,000 a person each per month. So we were getting maybe $10,000 a month. We were paying maybe Google $2,000-$3,000 a month. He didn't like paying Google, but he didn't understand that paying them is what gave us the return.
Sure.
He's never done marketing.
Sure.
So I'm like, dude, we have to pay. We stopped paying, we stopped getting business. And we started started getting airport runs. Then I built a website where a consumer online can just type in A to B destination. Right now it seems easy.
Sure.
Literally, but back then,
Yeah.
it was not existent. You put where you're starting from, where you're ending, and it'll tell you how much we're going to charge you. You pay with credit card. We would wake up and have bookings ready for us. So it went from me driving, then my father driving, then we had to get a van, 16-passenger van. Then my brother started driving. Then occasionally we started hiring his friends to start driving for us. And then, at the same time, my friends started calling me about buying real estate and selling real estate because they knew I had my license, but I haven't really been practicing it. So I took on, a buyer and then became a seller, and then I got another buyer. And I said, man, I kind of like real estate because being a taxi driver, you have no life. Your life is constantly being interrupted. And, someone can say, hey, you drop me off at 11, pick me up at 2, I'm going to be drunk. Hey, you drop me off here, pick me up here, 4 o'clock at the cruise shuttle. And it was just so much.
You're all over the place.
You had no life.
No life.
And I'm young. I want to, enjoy my life. And
Sure.
you go on a date and you have to literally say, "Hey, I'll be back in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Just wait, chill. I'll pay for
Yeah.
And, it was really interesting. So at the time, I was working for Sand Dollar Realty.
Okay.
I was actually I was working for Town Center Realty.
Okay.
I had my big break with my uncle. He's a cardiologist, very well known around the world, actually. He's a cardiologist for presidents, too. He was buying a condo in Naples. And I went to Naples. I sold him the condo. I made like $45,000. I was like, wow, it's crazy.
How old were you then?
In my 20s, maybe like
Mid-20s?
24. Yeah, mid-20s.
What year is this? Timeline, I like timelines.
It's right before I think it's
2027?
time.
2027?
Yes, I think it's right after the recession. I can't remember.
Wow.
Yeah.
$40,000, young, 22, 23,
$45,000,
more than you
yeah.
could ever imagine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Took that check, and then my broker took like 30%. I'm like, damn, I can't do that. She has done nothing for me. She's a nice lady, though.
How much did she take from you?
I think it was 30%.
Oh, okay.
30%, yeah. And, she was a nice person. She was a good lady, but it just... Every time I talk about marketing, she wouldn't believe in online marketing. She was very old school. She was, again, a really, really good person, very successful at what she does. But I think my generation needed online marketing to be successful.
Sure.
And obviously, we want to do less work. And online, it was just a lot better for us. So I left her for 100% agency. And then I had my friend's listing for sale. And another broker approached me. And she had 2 buyers for a property. And she said, hey, don't tell my other buyer, but I have another buyer coming in half an hour. She wants to see this property too. I said, all right, no problem. And we went under contract. And during that period, she said, hey, I really like how you work. I'd love for you to join my brokerage. We can work out a deal. All right, cool, whatever. I joined her office. I got a better commission split. Then I pitched her, hey, I did marketing with taxi online. Let's start doing online marketing for real estate. Who does online marketing? We found out Trulia and Zillow does online marketing. So she paid for it. She got a good split. I got a 50-50, I think, or whatever. And I stayed with her for 2 years and opened up my own office. And I continued my marketing with Zillow, and that's really how I started taking off.
So properties and
Properties in Town.
that's the company.
Yep.
You started back then.
2015.
Okay.
I had the name like way before 2015. For some reason, I had the name Properties in Town registered as a website. But I would take that with all the brokers I had. It was just a domain name for whatever broker I was with.
Great idea.
Then I just turned it into the brokerage name. It wasn't taken. Nobody had the name.
What made you pick that?
I guess I was simple, man. Properties in Town.
It's great. It's like gimmicky, right?
Yeah, it's like Properties in Town. It's national, international. It's just vague. It could work,
That's awesome. 2015, you started your own brokerage.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. How many people you had?
So I had met someone while I was working my previous broker that I wanted to bring on board to her office.
Okay.
And, I noticed there were some things going on, and I needed to take things I needed to lead myself my way because I didn't like the negotiations that were happening behind my back. So I said, you know what? I'm going to start my office. I'm going to work with him. So I recruited him. He was selling empanadas, one of my first agents selling empanadas, like one empanada for $3. I'm sorry. One empanada, $1 per empanada, and he had 2 partners. So it was 3 people in total, and they would split the profits. And he was just working really hard selling empanadas. Like he would just go to different businesses and office centers and market on Instagram. Like, man, take that same energy, apply it to real estate. My God, you'll kill it. So, I hung out in his group. He was one of my cousin's best friends. So he was going to go to college. He was in college, but he's going to be a vet. And so he decided to pursue real estate. He joined my office. And that person was the first person I got to train and teach real estate to. And after 2 years, he also became a broker. Yep. I think at 24, became a broker. He killed it. He took the same exact formula that I had.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Good student. Good student, right? I mean, and a good teacher too.
I would say good teacher, but I learned my first story of I've had my first experience with deceit, with betrayal.
Oh, okay.
My first experience with betrayal was with the same person that I gave everything to.
Okay.
So it was worse than worse than a breakup in a relationship. In a way.
Yeah.
I
can imagine.
So I wanted to grow with that person and open an office, but he led me on with that intention, and he had other intentions
Behind it.
Yeah.
So this is someone you knew in your circle.
That was my right-hand man. I gave all my business to that person.
But hold on, let's go back a second. So before that, he was someone in your circle.
Yeah.
You saw potential. You have a brokerage you're starting. You say, hey, man, let me bring you on board. You taught him the ropes. Mm-hmm. You invested your time, your energy.
And money.
And then you got deals. Probably you're busy, and you say, hey, man, run this.
I gave him all my deals.
Run that.
He got all my deals.
Why aren't you running your own deals?
I just money at that point to me was just, I had some real estate rentals. I was trying to figure out what I want to do next. I wanted to kind of take that leap of, all right, I don't want to be
open houses.
I want to be a CEO. You got to fire yourself. You can't be selling. I mean,
no,
it's possible. It's possible.
And some
there are people doing it.
Some do it.
There's some brokers and realtors that kill it and they lead and they do it all. I, on the other hand, I was trying to get myself worked up in a way where I just want to lead the team that is producing, and I want to bring the business. I don't want to work. I want to bring it. But that made me realize that when I did that, I brought my biggest clients and investors and customers, handed them over to someone who took them all and reaped the benefits. There's no way around it in real estate. Like you work with any brokerage, this is going to happen. If your broker gives you a lead, you're going to close it. What's going to happen next? But I will tell you one thing though. I sat down one day and something told me to write this agreement down, and I wrote an agreement. I wrote a kind of like a rule sheet, a disclosure to all the agents.
After that?
No, before this happened. Before this happened.
Okay.
I wrote a document that said, these are the rules if you're taking my leads, right? Because I was spending $15,000 a month on Zillow. Yeah. So, and I was giving my agents half of the money they're bringing in. So they get half, and I get half, but I got to pay Zillow $15,000.
Yeah. You're investing the money.
Yeah. So sometimes I had to close deals because the numbers
didn't make sense.
If I make $30,000, 15 goes to the agent, 15 goes to Zillow. I get nothing.
Yeah.
So I had to make more than $30,000 a month. So, anyways, my document says something like this: if you want to leave my company, you cannot work with my leads. But if you want to work with my leads, you agree to give me 50%. Most companies have a non-compete agreement where it says you can't work with my lead. I said in my agreement, you're free to work with my lead, but you got to owe me 50%. Mm-hmm. I had everyone come over to my house one day and had everyone sign it.
Okay.
And then this agent decided to leave the company.
Before signing it?
No. He signed it. Everyone signed it. No one had a choice. I had a gun to their head, right?
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm like, hey, these are rules. Like, you want to stop? You want to stop making money today?
Yeah.
You can walk out the door.
Yeah.
Go find another broker. These are the rules.
Yeah.
And if it's fair, it's fair. If it's not fair, whatever. But he's a broker now. He understands why I did it, and he's doing something similar to his agents. But this is something that attorneys were baffled by. They looked at him like, hey man, like we think we can fight this in court, because you go to a judge and say, I have a non-compete agreement. This is an independent contractor position. You can't really tell someone you can't compete against me in my market. Like someone leaves, they will compete against you. But you actually said something interesting. If you leave for the next 48 months, you're going to give me 50% if you close my leads.
Sure.
And so he took one of my biggest investors, probably closed like 15, 20 deals, owed me $100,000 maybe. Didn't want to pay, but we were going to go to court. We settled. We settled.
We'll go back. So that's not unheard of what you did. People do that. People have a right-hand man. They have a good understanding and trust. Mm-hmm. But to happen to you, man, that's just betrayal. That's just a bad person. I mean, that's just bad intention.
Well, I mean, I will tell you something.
Yeah.
The person is that person is a good person as well.
Okay.
But he was young.
There you
I
go.
would say
Okay.
young and dumb.
That can buy.
I would say,
Greedy?
and I asked him face to face. I said, "Why did you do this?" He said, "I want to be the boss." I said, "All right. Sometimes being the boss, you have to make tough decisions in life, but betrayal is not one of them."
That's not one of them.
No.
People think it is.
Yeah, you can be partners with people, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you could partner. I mean, to be honest with you, if I had partnered up with that guy and he had really good intentions, I promise you, I would be 10x where I am today.
Right.
Because he's very intelligent. He's a very smart person. But you're gonna meet different characters in your life. So in my brokerage, people come and go all the time, and I've learned a big lesson. Right now, I'm very exclusive. My office is very small. I only hire specific kind of people with specific mentalities and attitudes. I put people through a test. If they join my brokerage, I put them through certain things that they have to do. They don't know that I'm putting them through it, but I am doing that. So it's kind of like there's nothing written on paper. It's just different questions, answers, tasks that I would send their way to see how serious they are before I invest my time and energy into them.
Sure.
And now I also try to learn more about their personality. Try to understand, is this person going to be a loyal, ethical person down the line if there's money thrown in his face? If his closing deals back to back every week, 15, 20, 15, 20K, 20K, 15, 20K, is he going to be, is his rule of thought, is his main intention, behavior, his driving force, is it led by money first? What is money like? Okay, so if I want to make money, I have to do this and screw this guy. If I have to make money, if that's that kind of person that's going to come out of the transaction, that's not the kind of person that I want. So I try to test people's personalities, try to talk to them more, understand them before I give them serious leads, and then before I open up the floodgates, man. So there are agents in my office that I trust deeply with leads, and other agents that I just want.
You don't. You do the DISC test? There's a test, right?
I've done it before.
Okay.
I've done it before.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's good. I like it. I think I should do it more often.
Sure.
I've done a Tony Robbins. I think it's free.
Yeah.
But I feel like people. That test is really accurate. But I feel like sometimes people can fake the answers.
Yes, manipulate.
They feel like they want to put what is the right answer.
Sure.
Because we're trained in college, in high school. What is the right answer? A to B, A, B, C, D. But when you're taking a personality test, they're gonna be like, man, damn, I am like that. I do suck as a person, but I'm just gonna put this one because I know that's gonna sound better to the broker.
Yeah.
So I like experiences more than just taking a test.
Yeah. Oh, wow. What a story that was. How many agents do you have now?
Down to 19. I think I just lost 2.
Okay.
They just don't want to be in the business anymore.
They're done.
People come and go.
They come and go. A lot of people are not serious. They think it's easy money.
I feel like it's a transient occupation for a lot of people.
It is.
Your neighbor's in real estate, he's in real estate. Everyone's bragging on Instagram. They're in real estate making money. So you try it for 2 years. I've come across so many people that got into real estate, didn't do anything for 2-3 years, and now they're driving for Uber or DoorDash.
Sure. Very common.
Yeah.
You franchise too, right? Your companies?
No, not
okay.
yet. No. I thought about it. I think I should do it, but haven't done it yet.
Not yet. Where you buy your leads from?
My leads, Zillow. I buy my leads from Zillow. I also have referral sources. So Zillow is one of them. Redfin is another one. OJO. There's a couple other sources we get our leads from.
Here in Central Florida, I think the real estate world is pretty small.
Yeah.
Everyone know each other. We were talking about the broker I was part of before. You know about them. I know about you. We know about Robert Slack. We know about who's that? Figura.
I love Veronica.
She's awesome.
Oh my
she's
God.
awesome.
She's
I call her the Oprah of real estate of Orlando. She's so
she's
loving.
the Oprah of real estate in general.
In general. The whole abundance thing she talks about is beautiful. One of my former business partners went to her retreat in Key West, and it was like white clothes, and everyone come in here, sit down, and just meditate and do that. It's good stuff. I was talking to her for a little bit. She tried to get me on her team. She's like my neighbor. She's right close to me in Loria Park.
Oh, wow.
So she's very sweet. She's been there for a long time. She owns that area. I mean, her EXP team, they run that area right there.
What? Really? Lake Nona?
Loria Park.
Loria Park.
One of the person, I forgot his name, man. He's all over. He's a part of her team.
Okay.
Probably saw him. Asian guy. I forgot.
You saw Peter Lou, right?
Yeah.
Peter Lou. Yeah. Okay. You said her team. He wasn't. He was with the luxury brokers. He just joined EXP. Yeah. He's good. He's a good guy.
Good guy.
Yeah. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Excellent dude.
Interesting guy.
Yeah.
See, everyone knows each other. He's
Yeah.
in Central Florida. Everyone is like connected, right?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, Veronica vibrates at a different frequency, man.
She does.
I think she is like, I've had a couple conversations with her, and she has great intentions.
She does.
She's a good leader.
She
she deserves what she got.
She does. She even told my previous business partner, myself, hey, come have lunch. I'm not selling you guys EXP. I'm gonna share what I do.
Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, while you believe in law of attraction,
Well, yeah, I believe in law of reciprocation too.
all the laws, right?
All the
Universal laws, right?
Universal laws.
I had this battle in my life for a long time. Like, there's not enough out there. I'm gonna fuck you over. This is mine.
No way.
This is mine. I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Oh,
I mean, this
yeah.
is mine. This is mine. I can't trust you. And it took me in my 20s. I was like that. In my 30s, I'm like, you know what? Chill, man. There's enough out there. There's more than enough out there for everyone. And if you're doing some good, like talk to someone, help someone out, help your competition out. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I remember there's a street called Coloniana Avenue. You ever been to Brooklyn?
Yeah, just for a little bit.
Okay.
Not too,
You ever go again? This street called Coloniana Avenue. So all these Pakistanis, all of them, all these stores. I remember this one uncle. We call our elders uncles, right? And I went to a store. I was hearing him talk. He's like, the convenience store across him was his competition, but he was struggling. And this gentleman here tried to help him, and he used to give him tips. He used to give him money for him to survive.
Wow.
And they both survived. They both made great money.
Yeah.
They both families were eating. Everyone's happy. But some people would be like, you know what? This is my time to give it to him, right? But he helped him, and
Yeah, it's honestly it's a cruel world, and there are people who do that. There
Right.
are people who intentionally destroy other people's
Yeah.
careers, intentionally.
yeah,
Like I try not to share a lot of things that I deal with sometimes in business with other people because I just feel like it's just bad mouthing them.
Sure.
But I felt like I needed to tell you this experience that I had because I feel like everyone's gonna probably come across a situation in life where they need to know who they can trust on their team.
sure.
I thought my right-hand man, I didn't vet him properly. I'm just not gonna say anymore. But anyways,
You still friends with him?
I tried to rekindle it in
Okay.
a way. I'm really very. I let a lot of people that hurt me come back into my life.
You're a good guy.
I believe in forgiveness. I
Okay.
do.
Me
I
too.
do.
Me
But
too.
I don't think there was good intention in that person's heart at all.
Yeah.
There was no good intentions because he's repeating that same cycle
Okay.
with his agents right now.
He hadn't learned.
Repeating the same cycle.
You pray for him, right?
I would love change for that person. Yeah. Of course, everyone changes.
At their own
But I
time.
think people act a lot. People put a face on that they really don't. That's not who their character is.
Sure.
And they're like feel like snake oil. I think for some reason I'm thinking like they're trying to sell you a product. They're trying to pitch you something. They're just like that's who I am. But
Yeah.
then behind the mask is somebody else.
Yeah.
But what I tell people is that it takes time for the clouds to clear.
Sure.
For me, it took a while for me to understand a person's personality and who he was to me in my life. But in any relationship, in any encounter, it takes time for the clouds to clear. You think your girlfriend for the first 3 months you met her, you're in love with her, is great. Then 3-4 months later, it takes time for the clouds to clear.
The honeymoon
You're gonna
phase.
start understanding exactly this person's
Sure.
their personality. They can't hide something for too long from you.
Sure. Sure.
So my agents, a lot of my interaction with my agents is not face to face.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this. I almost at 1,000 houses closed this year. We're probably gonna hit 1,000, and I don't have a real estate office. I don't have
Virtual.
an office. Everyone works from home, so that's what I'm saying. That's probably part of the reason why I don't really know the person's character because most of my interaction is on WhatsApp, text messages, emails, and phone calls. Right? Because I feel like going to the office is wasting time.
I think too.
Going to the office is for people who want to chat and eat cookies and just hang around and have fun.
Culture, I guess.
It's cute.
Even
It's-
that
it's cute.
sometimes
It's cute
yeah.
to have cultures like going to the mall, hanging
Yeah.
out with your friends. But
Yeah.
I think going to the office, a lot of distractions happen.
In real estate.
In real estate, yeah. If you have a call center, you have to go to the office
Yeah.
unless you're working from home and you're being watched, by your boss. Your hours are being clocked in. But I believe that I've always wanted to work from home. I've loved working from home. I'm disciplined enough, but I realized not everyone's disciplined.
They're
I've
not.
had people tell me, "Hey, man, if I'm working from home, I can't work. I distract. I watch movies." I'm like, "Man, you have no discipline." But right now, that same person still that same person years later understood and now understands what it's like to work from home, because now he owns his own business. He's
Sure.
a very successful photographer right now.
Oh, wow.
Very successful. I bought him his first drone. He was an agent in my office. An agent in my office, I kind of motivated him and encouraged him to do photography, and he loved it. So I got him a drone, helped him out, and then he remembers it. It was just
That's
really
awesome.
I try to help everyone in some ways. Like, you know, I have a friend, I helped him out with landscaping business. You know, whether something comes from it or not, it's not a big deal. But he's been, you know, he repays, and everyone can repay you back
In their
their
way.
potential in their own way, right?
I agree.
My potential is, say I'm a millionaire, I can pay you $10,000. Might maybe nothing to me, but when you give me something $1,000 worth from your pocket, it may mean a lot to you.
Sure.
A lot more. You know, so I look at that and I consider it. I don't look at everything as equal dollar value. I look at it as your intentions. What are your true intentions?
You have a lot of friends?
I do.
I can tell. You're very popular, like me. A lot of friends who, are you cutting down more? Are they getting
So
older?
I'm starting to realize a lot of friends can lead to a lot of distractions.
Yes.
And so I mean, I have friends in different parts of life.
Yes.
Different parts
Some
of life.
business, some family, some
business, education,
hanging out.
political, criminal,
all the
you
above.
know, you know, law,
Sure.
everywhere, yeah. And you know, I try to give time to everyone.
Sure.
So like some people I know that they're friends, but I try to see them as, you know, once in a while to stay in touch or give them a call, stay in contact with them, not for business, just because I really want to see
Connection.
how,
And they're doing
see
good.
how they're doing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And you know, I can't really keep up sometimes. I feel like, you know, I run out of time. You know, you can run out of time. There's always something happening every day with everyone. You just have to decide to say no.
Yeah.
Got to get good at saying no.
Yeah, that's true. Law of attraction, like, when did you come across it? Because that changed my life. My
Yeah.
business life, my life with my wife, everything. What you think about, what you visualize, and what you actually take action.
Yeah.
People don't talk about the action part.
Yeah,
Just
so-
sit there. I'm going to get a Ferrari. Yeah.
This is a really interesting you asking this question because it's gonna pull a lot out of me. I saw the movie The Secret, and so I am this kind of person who's always searching for truth, searching for answers, and also I'm from a Christian background too. You know, we believe in Jesus, we believe in God, and you know, I went to church for a long time, and I don't go as often as I should, but I have my core values and beliefs. So. To go back to The Secret, when I saw it, I felt like there was a lot of things in it that kind of connect to the Bible.
Yes.
And I was intrigued by it, and I read the book, and I've always bought books to read and understand, like, you know, Robert Kiyosaki's books, and I think I bought Grant Cardone's. Man, I just moved to a new house. I have boxes of books. I'm like, man, I have a nice garden. Now I should have like a book day. A day where I can sit in the back, mute my phone, and just read some books.
Let's see that happening.
Yeah.
Let's see that happening.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I have a book club in my backyard. So
That'd be awesome.
So you know, the law of attraction. You know, I heard about it from The Secret, and I was in network marketing. I had my insurance license, variable annuity license, and I had my mortgage broker license, and I had to learn about networking. So they always pitch you these books, and
Exactly.
these teachers, and that's how I got involved.
Sure. Awesome.
About self-development. So I truly believe.
Did it help you shape you who you are?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
So
me
when I
too.
read that book, I told myself I want to test it out. So I've never made $5,000 a month back in the day before my taxi business and promotional marketing. So I would do the promotional marketing I told you about, pass out some stuff or whatever, and I would do real estate and I would do taxi. Real estate didn't make much income, but the taxi and that, at one point I would hit $5,000 a month, $4,000, $6,000, $5,000.
Around there.
Yeah. I started hitting. I've never had 5,000 come in a month. To me, that's like 60,000 a year, dude. I had my job at Kaplan University. My salary was $40,000.
That's awesome.
It was 40,000 minus all the
crazy.
fees. I was walking away with 32,000.
Okay.
So I never had $5,000 a month.
Yeah.
It was always less. It was like biweekly is 1,200, 1,300.
Sure.
So I said to myself, all right, well, I'm going to see 7,000 a month. And I started seeing it. I said 15,000 a month. I started seeing it. Then I said, all right, I want to see $100,000 in my bank account. You know, I saw it. So I said, wow, you're shooting too low. Like, I think they mentioned this before. Shoot higher.
Yes.
I want to see this much. I hit 1 million, hit this much. I'm like, wow, okay, there's no limit. And then the only limit that we have is the limitations we set ourselves.
That's it,
We
man.
set our own limitations.
100%.
And we allow ourselves to, we talk to ourselves in terms, we have
Subconscious mind and conscious mind,
And the
programming.
conscious mind, yeah. And it's so crazy how many people have negative thinking, and I deal with them. There's some of them are my friends. They just have these negative thoughts. I'm like, how do these negative thoughts enter your head?
Yes.
Because they don't enter mine. I don't like, you're always self-doubting yourself, self-doubting your body. Like, you look good, well, I like your body, or you look good, dude. You like, I'm like, it's nice how people really. Like they look down at themselves and they don't really take the action that they need to improve themselves.
Action is where it's at.
Yeah,
Action.
Most people don't take action.
No, this podcast, my wife's been top of my butt. It's like, listen, this is your thing. This is what you should be doing this. And one day I'm like, you know what? Well, I want perfect. I want a big studio. I want this. I want everything. I'm like, you know what? F it, man. Everything I speak on stage, I do here. I talk about taking action. I'm being a hypocrite. I tell my agents all the time. I have a team. Agents, I'm like, guys, take action, dude. But I'm not taking action myself. I'm like, you know what? F it, man. Just grab a Zoom camera, started doing it, call my boy Phil, have him come to my house, give me some good tips. Now we're building it up. But it's little actions over time.
Yeah.
And you can grow with that, right?
Yeah.
My real estate career was very similar. I think we have a little more time left. A little bit more?
Yeah, I'm here all night.
You're here all night?
Yeah. We can extend
Awesome.
it.
Phil, we have a little bit of time? Awesome.
Good.
A lot of attraction, change your life. You use self-development? You go to convention, Tony Robbins?
I used to a lot. Recently, I haven't been because I haven't had much time. Honestly, since Corona, I've been traveling more, just having more fun. I felt like I was going to die.
Yeah.
So
I see you traveling a lot.
Because after the coronavirus, I said, you know what, all these people died. I could have died. I got to enjoy my life. Let me just buy another house. Let me buy this. Let me get a car. Let me do this. And just start spending on it. So, you know what, if I die, I'm going to die with this money.
That's good.
And I want to enjoy my life.
That's good, man. I saw this recent story on IG, you and your girl on a beach working. It was so funny. Like, you're like, man, I'm on a vacation, I'm still working. And I'm like, that's awesome. That's amazing. And real estate does that to you, right?
Yeah,
it makes you work a lot.
It becomes like our lifestyle, man. It's like if you're passionate about real estate, you're not working. Like when I'm talking to a customer about buying a house, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh man, I have to work. I hate this. I like it.
Yeah. Tell me about your daily habits, your daily routine.
Okay.
What makes you successful? But my listeners are people, mostly them are young entrepreneurs. You're either in a 9 to 5, they want to start entrepreneurship, and I want to give them some golden nuggets. Give me 1, 2, 3 things that you do.
Yeah, I feel like everyone talks about positive mindsets, but to be honest with you, there's more than just positive mindsets. You going back to action. I feel like when I was younger, my biggest problem was concentrating on one thing. And I think I sent you an article about it where I was doing taxi, transportation, real estate, promotional marketing. And I had too many things going on at once, and I felt like I need to do more. And I wasn't, I always felt I was stressed because I'm not catching up.
Sure.
I'm not doing what I want. I want more. I want more.
Yeah.
And then my pastor told me, hey, man, you're doing too many things at once. You have light beams going in all directions. Do one thing, and it's going to be one big light beam shooting through. You're going to be so successful. And that's actually around the time when I decided to just quit the taxi business. Tell my dad, I'm sorry, I love working with you, I love you, but I can't do this anymore. I need to focus on one thing only, and I feel like real estate's going to be the highest and best use of my time.
Sure.
Stop the promotional marketing business. So my income went to zero. I went to start doing real estate full time. So to anyone, any young entrepreneur or anyone starting off in life, I would tell them that you got to focus on one thing.
Build from there.
It's too many people doing too many things,
No.
right? And it's good to know something about everything.
Sure.
But you need to know something about. It's good to know something about everything, but it's good to know everything about one thing.
Sure.
So if you know
Very well
everything
said.
about one thing in real estate, everything about one thing in editing or computer programming, you're a master.
Yeah, master
It's good
that.
to know something about everything, so you can have good conversation
And understanding.
understand things.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to be an expert.
Sure. So that's one thing. Action. So listen, do you wake up 6 o'clock in the morning, do a cold plunge? Some people wake up midnight.
Actually, Actually, I don't do the cold plunge. I was gonna buy it, and I just gotta find the right location for it. But I used to wake up in the morning, and I mean, right now my schedule is all over because I was going through a move and I'm doing some things. But typically, I would wake up in the morning. I would go to the gym, and I would work out for an hour and a half. I would go to the sauna, and we'll start my day around 11 o'clock. There's other days where I wake up and have so much work I have to do, and I don't get a chance to even go to the gym because, I look at my phone and it's like 4 or 5 o'clock, in the afternoon, and I'm too tired to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Too tired. So I realized that I have to, if I'm going to go to the gym and I don't go in the morning, it's not going to happen.
Sure.
So now I know I have to go to the gym in the morning. Now that's a set, solid action plan that has to happen. I haven't been going to the gym recently because there's a lot going on, but that's one thing that I always do. Also, I used to, before I hired my VA, I used to always make my phone calls. I used to always dial, like I was the only realtor in my office that was consistent at making phone calls. I was the only person that didn't need the money. Crazy, right? The ones that needed it weren't doing the work. And you know what I would do? I say, all right, looks like you haven't called this guy for 3-4 days, 5 days. Looks like this guy we have the system, CRM tells you this guy was looking at a house 2 days ago. You didn't call him. I'm snatching him.
That's insane.
Yeah,
you still houses though?
Oh yeah, still sell houses. Yeah, I'm still active. Yeah, I mean, I have a VA right now that does everything for me, and it's been I don't know how I would do my business without him. To be honest with you, like I would have like 10 showings one day. I say, here's all the MLSs, and I just wake up the next morning.
He's taking care of it.
All routed, everything's done. It's amazing.
Is he foreign?
Foreign,
Okay.
yeah.
Where is he?
Philippines.
Mine's too.
The best hire I've
Mine's
ever made
too.
in my life. And I want to have 10 of them.
That's awesome. My guy's good. I'm training him right now, but he's good. Philippines, same thing.
Yeah.
It's right now. They're waking up soon. The time difference.
Yeah.
Okay. You journal? Do you do gratitude lists? Do you do affirmations?
So my mirror, I have a mirror in my bathroom.
Okay.
I write down all the qualities I need to have in myself and all the qualities I look for in people that I hire. I used to journal. I don't do it anymore, but I know it's an important thing to do. It's very important. I wish I have done it because there's a lot of memories that I can probably recapture. One thing that I do practice is I practice like a conscious. It's called I don't know if there's a name to it, but like I consciously, if I want something, I consciously think about it, close my eyes, think about it, envision it, and that's kind of like how I set my future path. So I would. Like I'd say, all right, this is what I want next. This is my next play. This is what I want. And then everything starts lining up. Things, we all vibrate, at different frequencies at different times of the day, and I feel like, certain people, certain people attract certain things to their life, based on who they are, their personality, and their thought pattern. I feel like we have an antenna here. And you're shooting out signals, right? And then you just, you gotta, it's really interesting. Like we vibrate at different frequencies, and there's certain things you do where you can vibrate higher or lower, and you can be at a different, a higher state of mind, higher state of being, So I personally try to kind of like get myself in that position where I just sit there, envision what I want to do next, and then make the action plan, And a lot of times I take a lot of risk. And I've lost a lot, and I've won a lot.
Lost.
Yeah.
Wow. Yep. That's amazing, man. So it's called the RAS, the reticular activating system, part of our brain. If you tell it enough, what it does is it scans. So, for example, like what we want sometimes is right in front of us, but our brain does not look for it. So you tell yourself multiple times. The RAS was boom. Eventually, for example, I want a white Tesla. If you want it, you go on the road.
You start seeing it
everywhere.
Seeing it everywhere. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's true. Yes,
so
I believe in that.
So when you want to, that's what you do right now. That's how you manifest your reality. Yeah. The beautiful house you bought right now, all the car.
I wanted that house for 3 years.
That same house.
I wanted a house with bamboos. I wanted a house with a lake. I wanted a house I can party in.
Just like that. The layout.
Honestly, I did not envision it like this. But when I saw it, I said, I will do anything to get the house.
But you were after that type of house in your mind. 3 years, you said?
I've been looking for that house for a while. I've been looking to move out of my house for a while. I went under contract and canceled because I just didn't feel it. I went under contract again.
Canceled.
$1 million house, cancel it, didn't feel it. And then when I walked into this one, and I tell every buyer, they're like, oh, I don't feel it. Don't worry about it. We'll keep looking. When you walk into the right house,
you're going to feel it. You will know it.
You're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. Unless you're forcing it. I mean, I've never sold a house to someone who said I want to sell it unless it was like an investment and they changed their mind. But you will feel it when you walk into it. So I walked into that house, I felt it, and I got depressed 4 days later.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I walked into that house, I wanted it. There were other families looking at it, and they had, in 3 or 4 days, they had 2 cash offers, and then my offer and another offer. It was 1.24, I offered 1.3. So I gave them more. In this market, people aren't giving more. They're offering less, and they're asking for closing costs. I figured if I give more, they're going to take it. They said, nope, the cash offer beats you. I said, man, all right, well, that's not meant to be. Michelle said, you know what? It's not meant to be. Sorry, it's not meant to be. I felt really bad. I said, man, I thought that was the one. They called me back and said, hey, the cash offer guy said he can't afford it. I'm like, how does he not afford it? I don't get it. He's cash. They said, are you interested? I said, yes, I'm interested. We went under contract, and then I probably had a heart attack going through the loan process because I didn't file my taxes. I had to do an extension. I'm waiting for K1s from different businesses that didn't come in.
Yeah.
I always file on time.
Yeah.
There was a merger and acquisition I was part of, and they didn't file their taxes, and I need a K1. So now all my income for the Airbnbs and other properties that I made, the lender didn't count them. It actually, none of the income was being counted. So my debt to income ratio was through the roof. And then the insurance to insure that house was like $16,000 to $30,000 because of the age.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So then I found a company that would insure it for like $6,000 a year.
Wow.
And I got it done. My debt to income ratio dropped. It
Okay.
worked.
You make it happen.
It worked, man. It happened.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Before we go, you bought another beautiful gift for yourself.
Right.
Want to talk about that?
Yes. So I got a Ferrari 296 GTB.
Oh my God.
Yep.
That's an OMG right there. That's amazing. It's a red one?
Well, I mean, you don't get to decide until your turn comes up.
Okay.
Right? I mean, it takes 2 years before your turn comes up. So when you order a Ferrari, if you're getting from the dealership,
Sure.
and it's brand new, you have to wait. Like they sold out like within 2 months.
That's insane.
2 months, and then 4 years. 4 years of production sold out in 2 months. So
Why Ferrari? Why not Lamborghini? Why not Porsche?
So everyone has a Ferrari. I'm sorry, everyone has a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Everyone has a Porsche.
Yeah.
I feel like Ferrari is more classic. I feel like a Lamborghini has like this mean look, which is nice. I love it. I love a Lambo. I've always wanted a Lambo, but when I saw the Ferrari, I felt like it's a little more exclusive. It's different. You know, people say you're an old man. Why are you getting a Ferrari? It's for old people. I said, you know what? This vehicle is actually. I mean, there's history behind. Like, so this is the first EV. It's the first V6 EV Ferrari.
You told me that.
Yeah. So I mean, that's why I figured, you know what? This is like a landmark.
That's awesome, man.
And plus, you know, the reason I bought this car is for different reasons. I feel like I can get a nice sports car for maybe $200,000. It's good, but this one is a lot more. And sometimes I feel like, why am I doing this? And I remind myself, you're getting this car and it's worth the money because it's a collectible. It's limited edition, right? It's very limited. Not only that, it's gonna put you in front of people.
Of course.
I'm gonna be in a Ferrari club.
Your game changes.
Who's in a Ferrari club?
Yeah, level changes.
Millionaires that are just doing different kind of business.
100%.
Right? Now, if I want to transition from real estate to something else, I'm looking for an investor. If I want to work with people, just different.
Open the doors.
Vibrating a different frequency.
100%.
These people live a different lifestyle.
Yeah, 100%.
That car will get you there.
There you go.
It'll get you in different circles. Actually, I became members of EVA.
Okay.
Yeah, right. So they had an Aston Martin event.
Yeah.
So we go there, and I met like maybe 6 guys that are part of a local Ferrari club. Like, you're getting it, I'm getting the same one too. I already have Ferraris. Oh, that's awesome. That's great. Yeah. Like, hey, be part of our group. We want you to be part of our group. I'm like, wow.
I wanted to get a Lamborghini one time, and my brother-in-law, my wife's brother, very close to me. I told him, like, hey, Billy, I think Lamborghini can help me open up. He goes, no, I don't think so. He's an engineer, so he's not a real estate, he's not a sales guy. I'm like, Billy, I'm telling you, it'll open up. I never got it, but, you know, and then now he's called me, bro, you should get one because you're right. It'll open up doors. So we rented one together in Lake Nona. There's a rental place over there. And bro, we parked there in Lake Nona downtown. People walking up to us. People like, hey, what do you do? Here's my card. And it's like, this is it.
That's good for networking too.
Yeah. So
like,
good
you
stuff.
drive that, you try to recruit realtors. You're not going to ask what you.
No. That's it. Yeah.
I was just showing off.
It's an investment. It's an investment.
It's an investment.
Yeah. It's definitely an investment. Plan to have kids? Getting married?
I would love to. Yes.
All that.
Yes. All that is in the future.
Okay. Good stuff.
It's getting planned at some point. I just honestly. I love to enjoy life,
sure.
And I feel like as soon as I have a kid, I want a kid so bad. But as soon as I have a kid, it's gonna be a life-changing
Sure,
event.
It is. I have two, and I think you'll be a great father.
Right.
I think you'll be a great father. I can tell. There's a picture you sent to me of a gentleman and you in a car. Is that your father?
That's my father.
So I knew that. I was such a sweet picture. You know, I saw that. So I'll give you a quick story. My dad and my mom got divorced. I was like 5. My dad was out of my life. So I always had this thing looking at people's fathers and the son. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, man, your father loves you. You can see how proud he is of you, man.
Yeah, very.
That's just so amazing, man.
Very, very proud. Yeah.
I mean, even your mom, both.
Oh yeah.
They probably
They're still together, and they
God
remind
bless
me all
them.
the time.
God bless them. That's awesome. You're close to him.
Yeah, I'm close to both of them. Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, we talk all the time.
Yeah. That's awesome. Good for you, man. Wow, it's been amazing. Part 2.
Yeah.
6 months from now.
Yeah.
I have so much more to ask you. We'll do it back here. Where can we find you?
Oh, I'm on Instagram, Wael Georgey.
Facebook?
Facebook as well. Wael Georgey on
Yeah.
Facebook.
TikTok?
Yeah. I should have gone into it back then. I mean,
You're still good.
yeah.
You should still do it.
Right? Yeah.
You don't have to. The people think that you have to do the dancing, singing. No, that's one part of it.
Yeah.
But there's other things you can do.
I
with
met a
it.
realtor last week who gets business from TikTok.
Tons.
Yeah.
Tons. People making money from IG. They're not buying Zillow. They're not buying Realtor.com.
Yeah.
They're just doing IG and YouTube.
Yes.
YouTube is a great platform to get leads.
Yeah, I actually started posting on YouTube.
That's
for
awesome.
Vacation rentals.
Yeah. What's the next plan? What are we gonna do? Run for office?
well, to be
local office, maybe.
Well, I thought about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought a piece of land in the Milk District. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I thought about office, thought about coffee shop.
Okay.
There's a pet grooming business there. I don't want to leave, so I'm trying to figure that out. But I will say, the future for me may be different. I mean, I always try to keep an open slate. I feel that I feel like commercial real estate may be the next move.
Sure.
I feel like with the recession and commercial plazas and multifamily having to refinance every 3 to 5 years. That's typically how the loans are laid out. There's going to be people and businesses that will need to refinance at double the interest rate that they got into. So I feel like that's going to be the next momentum play for us.
What's the real estate market? What's your prediction? Rates going to go down?
Well, honestly, right now, I feel like since the government has a $100 million fund that they're going to give out to everyone that wants to buy a house, up to $55,000 per individual who has a job in Florida, I feel that we're going to have another boom.
Yes,
I think the real estate
think so
going to
too.
continue. I mean, honestly, with real estate, I mean, with interest rates the way they are right now, we're still killing it.
I know.
I can't
in
believe-
Florida.
Yeah, in Florida,
yeah,
yes, because
yeah.
we're still below,
Yeah.
priced below the
Yeah.
national level.
Sure.
And plus, beautiful weather.
Yeah.
People have a reason to come here.
South.
But honestly, I feel like our market is going to continue to sustain itself, and I don't think we're going to have much of a drop. There may be some little fluctuations, but nothing that
I don't
I'm
think so.
afraid of. Yeah.
I actually wanted to kind of drop a little bit. I have some money, I want to buy some stuff. But, dude, I don't think it's going to drop anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some prices drop in some areas.
Yeah.
Right? In some areas, like short-term vacation rental area. That's
Here and there.
Because the loans over there are investment loans. And
Sure.
Those loans are 8-9% interest rate right now.
Those are hard to deal with.
So that's a business. You can't really make money if the interest rates are so high. So those prices are coming down.
Yeah.
So we're getting some good deals over there for our clients.
Awesome. Good work. Let's do dinner. One of these days we
would
have to
love
do dinner.
Would love to.
So find you on Instagram and Facebook. You're on there too.
Yes.
Good stuff. This is the first not live. This is the first in studio Stroke of Success podcast with my boy Wael. You're special.
Thank you so much.
You're gonna
This
go
is special.
history.
I appreciate you.
You know what
this
I mean?
is my first
Trust
podcast.
me. Awesome.
And I love it.
You did amazing.
Thank you.
Thank
It was
you.
an honor.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Phil.